Welcome to another Drake Coach's Corner. I'm Ty Patton, filling in for Rick Silvestrini, and we're joined by Drake Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, Mark Carroll, whose teams are coming off a tremendous showing at the MVC Indoor Championship over the weekend in Cedar Falls. And Coach, just collectively as a group, what did you see from your teams competing out there this weekend, and what were some of the positives from the team as a whole? They finished about where they were projected, but some really good performances in there.
Yeah, well, I think you just hit the nail on the head there, Ty. With the word competing, we were competing from start to finish at the weekend, and we got off on a very good footing on day one with Claude Massabera winning the long jump, and it just went from there. We just had outstanding performances across the board all weekend.
Excellent. And on the women's side, some of your veteran performers have really been leading you throughout the season. Mary Young, Bailey Kofer, Taryn Roll, all scored in the top four, some of them in multiple events over the weekend. So what can you say about their performances, not just this weekend, but throughout the entire indoor season?
Yeah, again, Mary has led the team all season, Bailey on the distance side as well. The 60-meter hurdles was probably the most exciting race of the weekend, I think, for me. Mary equaled her PR and was just very, very marginally short of the school record of 8:33. And just a great way for Mary to round out her senior indoor season. The same with Bailey. Bailey was fifth in the 5,000 meters and then came back the next day and went at it again in the 3,000 to get on the podium for third place, which is just a great weekend for Bailey. All her hard work is paying off. And Taryn, a senior as well, fourth in the jump there. So our senior ladies really stepped up this weekend and gave us some big performances and points to help the team.
Gotcha. Then you had some really great performances from some newcomers, including Cloud, who you mentioned earlier, being named the freshman of the meet for winning the long jump, finishing fourth in the triple jump, and then Kevin Kelly, a newcomer from Ireland, who gave you guys a tremendous showing as well. So what did you see out of those guys and the newcomers and younger performers as a whole?
Well, Cloud, as we said, won the long jump, and he took just 4 jumps in the triple jump. He had a little problem with his foot, and we decided to call it at that point. But to be first and fourth in his first meet actually as a bulldog just shows that the future is very bright for Cloud and for the team. And Kevin had a very busy weekend. Kevin ran the heats at a mile, then anchored the DMR, taking us from about 6th place into 2nd over the last lap. And then came back around the final of the mile the next day, which was a tactical race and big last 400 meters. And then came back in the 3,000 meters in the slow section and still managed to pull off 5th place. So again, this is what we want to see. We got new guys coming in and they're just competing, Ty, in events, competing for points, competing for the team. And it's just wonderful to see. It's exciting.
Gotcha. Another really exciting race, the men's 60 meters, where the Bulldogs had 3 runners in the finals. Might have been, I don't know if that was a surprise for you, but maybe for some other teams in the Valley to see 3 guys in blue out there racing.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a surprise for me or Coach Makusha, because we've watched the guys train all fall and throughout the season, and Coach Makusha has just done a fabulous job with those guys. We took up half the track, which is good to see, and we had a 3rd place, a 5th place, and an 8th place in one event. And again, in terms of the overall team competition, when you can have 2, 3 guys or girls in a final, like that's what's going to make us competitive going forward. So it's wonderful to see. And the good thing about that event, Ty, is they're all young guys. They're either freshmen or sophomores. So again, the future's looking good.
And then in addition to some of those standout performances, you had a lot of people really step up and just grind out points, whether it be in the heptathlon, pole vault, high jump, some really strong performances where people were just going after points from the team standings.
Absolutely. I mentioned in team meetings that when it comes to championship, it's all hands on deck, and we do everything we can to help the team and score points. We had Kyle Brandt in the men's 5,000 meters come up with a couple of points for us with 7th place, which is a great run for Kyle. He's worked very hard this season. Forrest Moses had his best jump of the year on the day when it mattered, and he was 8th place. Eric Olsen, who we made a decision to do the heptathlon about 3 weeks ago. Up to that point, we were focusing on other events, and Eric came and said, hey, I think I can do this and score. So we went for it, and Eric had to run a very, very hard 1,000 meters, take him from 11th place to 8th place by the end of the 1,000 meters. But again, scoring points for the team, we scored 58 points, I believe, overall on the men's side. And it was that collective effort of everybody coming together and fighting for every point, really.
Gotcha. And now, how does the momentum that you guys gained this weekend transition into the outdoor season as you start to prepare for your next season, and what can you take from the indoor season that you think is going to translate well?
Yeah, the big thing we take is the confidence, I think. You know, we went out there this weekend and we competed on a very high level. And we'll take a short break now just to, give the body a bit of a rest after the season. And then we'll get right back down to business next week. And we have the confidence now going into outdoors that we can compete in a lot of events with the best folks in the MVC.
Well, congratulations on a great first indoor season at Drake, and we look forward to more in the outdoor season from your squad coach. And for head coach Mark Carroll, I'm Ty Patton, and this has been another Drake Coach's Corner.